Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with another episode of Reading the Script, and sorry for the long wait, but I finally got the former COH heavyweight champion. I have the Alex Enterprise, one of the best guys in CAW, without a doubt, and it's so awesome to have him here. What's up, man?
I'm finally glad to be able to be doing this right now, actually. A little bit sick, a little bit hungover from a flu. Seems to be going around getting everybody. Everybody seems to be getting bronchitis
Right.
as as it seems to be going around, but recovering pretty nicely, and I'm sure that a lot of people got a lot of questions for me anyways, regarding the last battleground, regarding anniversary, so fire away. I've never been afraid to answer any questions at all, so
Alright,
whatever
cool.
you got, throw it at me.
Awesome. Now, first of all, before we get into your CAW career, you're also a rapper, which is awesome. I do the same stuff, and I wanted to ask you about your music. Can you talk more about it and who inspires you to write music and keep going?
It's actually a very interesting question, which I appreciate, by the way. But
No problem.
as far as my music goes, originally when it came to music, I was writing poetry, which is very easy to translate into songwriting. I was doing that stuff as a kid just for fun, and then
Right.
gravitated into songwriting when I would say about 13, 12 or 13 or so. And that was first because of my first inspiration. I would say would be Linkin Park because that was my first like favorite band or favorite anything in music, first album I bought or whatever. So I would actually blame from anybody two people for where I am musically, at least. I mean, there's a bunch of other people, a whole bunch, but two people I would blame is Mike Shinoda because he's like the creative mastermind behind Linkin Park, and then I would say Trent Reznor because when I moved down to Florida at the age of 16, it was then that I discovered Nine Inch Nails, which is Trent Reznor's band, and that was the I'd say the changing of everything for me to see that people could write about that type of stuff and it be real and it's still valid literally 20 years later after hearing it. So I thought that that was really cool, and it made me realize that there's more out there. So after that, I really got more into a lot of different stuff as I was growing up. I had a big, wide palette of taste, so stuff like Kanye, Pendulum, Daft Punk, Kid Cudi, Eminem, some more underground stuff like LP, Killer Mike, as they are now called, Run the Jewels, old stuff like Public Enemy, KRS One.
Oh
As
yeah.
far as hip hop goes, I have a very big respect for the culture. So when you have respect for something, I say to prove that you have the respect, you need to educate yourself. So if I say I have respect for, let's say, my fellow man, but I have respect for each type of person individually, like I say I have respect for black people, they have their own culture. I need to learn about that culture. You must educate yourself to be able to respect something. This is why you see how I am with my character in COH. It is because I have educated myself on America and I do
Right.
not respect America.
Mhm.
So that is hence American Terrorist, the Alex Enterprise came from. So really, my music stuff and my car stuff are actually somewhat still in the same boat, believe it or not. I hope to actually someday use this sort of car stuff to translate into acting, actual like performances on camera, on film,
Nice.
things like that. So it's not stopping here. What I have done here is just the one drop in the ocean, so to speak.
Right.
So there will be much more to come. And
Awesome.
as far as the music style goes, it is always just like for wrestling, just like for any sort of entertainment. It is a huge driving passion in my life for the bigger things that I believe in. So appreciate that question again.
Yeah, and as you were saying when you were writing poetry, I was actually doing similar stuff, but I was doing more of like writing stories, and I got into actual songwriting when I was actually, I think I may have been like 8 years old. But before I was doing that stuff, I was writing poetry, I was writing stories and stuff like that. So my music did come within other writing, and I do agree. Like I am inspired by certain people, and I do agree. You know, like you have to learn how to respect all the cultures. Be more educated. Now, moving on to the next question. In your eyes, give me the top 5 best rappers of all time. Gun to your head, pick 5 off the top of your head.
Top 5 of all time.
And no, you don't need to give an order.
All right, cool. So, of all time, and this is not my favorites, right? This is who
Best.
I really do think are the best. All right.
Best MCs.
First person then on the list is going to have to be, I would say, the guy who really originated all the other people who decided or who wanted to be the best, and that would be Rakim. Because without Rakim, from the golden age of hip hop in the 80s, who is regarded as the god MC, there would not be other people who would come after that. So you got to have him in there. Number 2, in my opinion, would be Nas. As far as Nas go with flow, delivery, versatility, what he can talk about, subject matter. Overall, that guy has been a consistency in hip hop that I wish other people would have. Number 3, he's sort of on and off, fucking around, doing weird stuff right now, and I don't get it. But Eminem, he, as far as his second, third, and fourth albums go, which is the Slim Shady LP, the Marshall Mathers LP, the Eminem Show, I don't think I can name any other albums in hip-hop history, back to back to back, that have not only been as overall quality as those albums, have sold as much as those albums, but also had the versatility, entertainment, delivery. Like, I can't think of a perfect trilogy.
Exactly, and I might throw in the Eminem Show is my favorite album of all time. I can never get sick of that album.
Then let's see, number 4. I mean, could I use one group? Could I get away with?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
Because from the Wu-Tang Clan, it's literally you have at least like 3 guys from that group that are in the runnings for the greatest of all time.
Right.
So that's just a smack in the face to not include them. And then number 5, shit. I mean, damn, this is tough. Fuck. Number 5, fucking. I'm gonna have to honestly, and I'll no, actually, you know what? No, I can't even. I was gonna say Jay-Z, but then I forgot about Outkast.
Right.
And I gotta go with Andre 3000.
Nice.
Because that guy, he, even without even coming up with new stuff, he's actually still changing my mind about things just by wearing clothes that he's wearing at his concerts. He has this one like tracksuit that he's wearing. One of them that says, in almost every single culture across the world, darker people almost always, basically, I'm paraphrasing it, darker people suffer most. Why? And it's true. And you can't, I don't know what type of answer to give for that. It's mind-blowing stuff. So somebody that's still doing that at this time in their career, that's something special.
Awesome. Now moving on to your career in COH, there was a promo that involved you, Maxie, and Caleb Blair that I can never get sick of, and it was the one in the hotel. And can you tell me whose idea that was and like any like stories behind the scenes that happened there? Because I loved it.
We're talking about the one where we kicked his ass, right?
Exactly.
All right. The idea of that, I actually don't remember who came up with that from the top of my head. It might have been a combination of all of us, but I really have no idea who had the first idea that spawned it. I loved it though. The whole idea was originally we were just trying to think of just stuff to do, I guess, and we honestly, while we were looking around the room, this just goes to show how fucked up we are as people. We were just looking around the room, figuring out like places to do spots and what
Right.
we could do in the room. A lot of stuff was still off the cuff, though.
Yeah.
The drowning of Caleb Blair in the bathtub, the slamming of the door, the timing of that, just almost all the title shots I gave him,
Yeah.
and the one that busted him open specifically. And yes, he did get busted open by me.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I did crack him over the skull a little bit too hard. I'm a bastard. But it was that overall. I mean, I can bet that we. That was probably the day that we got the noise complaints. I'm sure some people were freaking out. But it was fucking fun for sure.
Yeah, I loved it. Now, staying on the topic of Caleb Blair, former Mr. Money in the Bank, if he successfully cashed in, where would he be, or where would you be, where would Caleb be, and where would the COH be as a whole?
If Caleb successfully cashed in on me, Caleb would be. He would be at his plateau. He
Right.
would be literally at the peak of where basically he'd be where I was at the top of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly where he'd be, to be honest. And he didn't get it. And the only reason why is because, well, just like I had, he had a friend with him who held him down. And that's AJ Young.
Right.
And I mean, I can't be blamed for that. But if Caleb won, also too, COH would probably look different. We'd probably have the Ten Commandments still going on. That silly friggin' name. Oh my goodness. I know it was supposed to be a joke at first, but my goodness, did that thing catch on? So the seven deadly sins. My goodness.
And before, I actually think this was in my later question, but I'd like to say this right here and there. The Ten Commandments was my name that I came up with, but here's the thing. I told Levi and Travis as a joke because, there's 10 guys against the 7 deadly sins. 10 Commandments, why not, right? No one's going to give a shit. My good partner, Levi, or Matt Barnes, decides to make a post on the page with all the guys, and it said the 10 Commandments. And the next thing you know, it's an actual thing. What? I was not expecting that in any way, shape, or form.
Damn it, Levi.
And although I will not take the blame for that name because I did not think it would go that far, but I didn't mean to cut you off there, but
I gotta point out that if neither of you, Matt Barnes, and if either of you have not seen the show, I recommend it. I get the feeling that Matt Barnes is like the Jerry or the Larry of COH, where it's like anytime he does something crazy happens, or anytime he tries to help out, it just goes to shit or something, and everybody's just like, "Damn it, Jerry! Damn it, Larry!" Or he just farts for some reason.
Right.
But yeah. So just to answer your question about that, yeah. As far as with Caleb Blair as well, with him in COH after that with the title, I mean, they probably wouldn't have broken up, him and AJ Young. They'd probably still be good friends. I don't know what would happen to the Akron Enterprise, but I can imagine I'd probably do the exact same thing that happened in the last Battleground.
Right.
So it's irrelevant anyways. I can tell you, though, Anniversary Night 3 would have been a very interesting night, because I would have cashed in my rematch clause right then and there. We would have had a triple threat match between Patriot, myself, and Caleb Blair.
Mm-hmm.
COH kind of lost out there, to be honest.
Yeah, right. Now, I'm moving on. There's going to be, as we all know, a COH brand split between Slam and Battleground. And Slam is now going to be a B show instead of a developmental type thing. Who do you think will benefit from the brand split and the guys on the roster?
Good question. I think the first person that would do the most well, if he actually gets transferred a year, if there is a brand, I should say, brand split with all the stuff that's going on right now, I would say Daniel Mars.
Right.
First person I would think of, Daniel Mars. Because if he got sent over to Slam, or even if he did get sent over to Slam, and he stayed on Battleground, either way, with more space freed up, of course he's going to have the opportunity to shine a little bit more. So Daniel Mars could take a good spot. Mr. Rucker could take a good spot. Ultimate Nitro, Rap Metal. Let's see. Honestly, I think the whole entire mid card gets a good boost from this because no matter what show you're going to be on, either one, if you're on Slam and you're a mid carder right now, you're probably going to be a main eventer, upper main eventer status on Slam then if you get transferred. If it's the other way around and you get sent up to Battleground, you just got sent up to the A show. You have the opportunity. Take it. And either way, no matter where you go, it is still an opportunity. People are going to get their time to shine then at this point. That's awesome.
Right. Now, moving on, a title that is now going to be a Slam title has been, although we do have a pretty legit champion, has been pretty irrelevant for the past few months, no matter who holds it, is the Pride title. How do you think the Pride title could become more relevant, and who could challenge Fisk for it at this point?
You know, I really hope that the Pride title becomes relevant and becomes... I mean, I didn't know that it wasn't relevant, though, because I always seem to... No matter... Okay, here's why I even say that. It's because I came up with the title myself. The idea of the title was... If I remember correctly, between me and Travis, it was basically almost all mine.
Right.
The idea for it, which was give the people who have not won any titles in COH a chance to win a title. The idea is the Pride title is the breakout title for somebody. It is their chance to be the first champion of this title in COH. And the idea is, I don't know if this is still the concept for it, but the original concept was anybody that has not held a title in COH... It's
still the concept. Yeah,
can still go after the belt. After you win the Pride title or you win any other titles, though, forget about it. You've already done your stuff. The idea is basically the Pride title would be for the rookies, for the newer people who would have an easier shot at winning that belt. Well, instead of, I guess, having... The problem seems to be not with the title concept or with the people that have held the belt. Pardon me. It is actually with the people that are in CAW. A lot of the people that I've seen that could have been contenders for the Pride title, a lot of the newer guys that have come into COH, that they could have been a Pride champion as well, those people turned out to be lazy good-for-nothings who never did anything. They just came into the company and they just wanted what they, they wanted a lot but did nothing to work for it.
Exactly.
So that happens a lot with new people in coffins. So you have a revolving door of newbies coming in almost all the time, it seems like. But for guys like Nitro or Fisk, or, even though Nitro has the internet title now, but for any newer guys that are coming in from Slam, no matter what, whether they're already sort of established now in COH, like Rucker and Nitro, or if they still need some more time, like some of the other guys that might be on Slam. Either way, the Pride title is still available to you, and you can make your name off of that in COH. But when it comes to Fisk being the champion now, that's the problem. You have a guy who's undefeated right now, or basically he's seemingly unstoppable. And you have, like I said, a revolving door of rookies to come and face him. Well, those people have been getting crushed. Yeah. So honestly, the only type of person that can come in and beat Fisk for that title is somebody that's going to be able to match up to that.
Hmm.
And if they can't match up to that, then I don't see what's the point in trying.
Right. Now, moving on. This is going a little bit deeper, if you don't mind. There have been rumors that I've heard from everywhere, and I'm pretty sure you said it yourself, of you retiring from CAW. Are those rumors true? And if they are, who would shine in COH, and would you say take your place?
Um, honestly, as far as me retiring goes, uh, it's I don't want to say yes. I
All
don't
right.
want to say yes 100% right now, just because you never know. You never know with wrestling in general. You never know with this cost stuff. It's very fun, but like I said, you just never know.
Right.
So, as far as my time here in COH goes, or my time in general with CAW, honestly, COH has been my time in CAW. I don't think I would like anything else to have been my time in CAW. COH is my home. Uh, the
Right.
only place, the only other place besides COH where I think my talents could go to and it could work, or I mean, that totally depends on them and their company. I have no idea, like what they even think of me or what, but YWF.
Oh,
It's the
really?
only.
Because people have been wanting you in that company bad, including myself.
I mean,
But
I have no idea what Marco Rose or whoever over there that runs the place. I don't know if they want me. I haven't talked to them about anything. Like, I would do some special stuff for YWF. I don't know if I would have the type of schedule that I did to COH, because I kind
right.
of run myself a little. I would run myself dry, honestly, with the type of character that I have. If we're going to be speaking honestly, you want to have. I, I mean, there were times where I really had to, especially like in the beginning of the year, in springtime, I really had to pick up the slack for some other people because they were busy with their personal lives.
Right.
I wasn't. So, or I wasn't as much, I should say. And
Yeah.
so you saw a lot of promos from me. I was out there, I was doing my thing. And guess what? I won the fucking belt.
Right.
So it's obvious that you can you can definitely take the mantle even if somebody isn't retiring. Um, as far as me actually retiring, though, it's a possibility only because of music, not because
Yeah.
of me being done with CAW or me being tired of it or the drama or no, no. I love this stuff. In fact, uh, just to be completely, absolutely, 100% out of character, even too, if we're just talking about Alex, uh, just for a brief moment, let me tell you all too, I don't want to leave CAW until I have brought back YLWA and I do a few more runs with that. And I'm talking like at least 5 or 6 super shows, and some of it might be collabos with other feds. I mean, Marco kind of shitted on himself when I was saying that I would do collaborations with other people, and then Marco kind of put his foot in his mouth by sneak dissing me on the I think it was the original costume page. He didn't actually name YLWA, but literally I was just promoting YLWA coming back and like, hey, if anybody wants to do any collaborations, let me know. And like literally that same day, he's like, man, I thought this was the page for shooting on call, not promoting old fucking call feds that aren't even in business anymore, shit like that. And I was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, I don't know, but just to go back into character a little bit, then, um, as far as who would take the mantle if I did leave, um, I would say it's sort of a toss up between a few people. I would say it's between uh, four. 4 or 5 people right now, honestly, because there's no one person to fill one other person's shoes. There's always some other roles to play and stuff like that. But I would say it's between this new Patriot that we have going on right now, Stefan Guerrero, uh, Caleb Blair. Uh, what's we have Zane LaFontaine and who else? Fisk.
Interesting.
That's going to be it. That's going to be it. Those are going to be the guys that I see as the future of the company anyway. I see them as the future of a lot of stuff. I see a lot of potential in those 5 people. Especially with Zane. I see a lot of potential in him with life. With just life. I see that type of stuff. But besides that though, I can't think of anybody else. At least right now. And that's no disrespect to anybody. And also too, no disrespect earlier for just bringing up what happened on the Call Shoot page with Marco.
Right.
I should actually probably make it clear. I don't know if it's obvious to people at all, but I think it should be made pretty obvious now. At this point in time of my life, drama is literally the opposite of what I want to be involved in, cause, be a part of, anything like that.
I think that goes for everyone.
I mean, I really hope so. It's just, it seems to happen, and I don't understand it. I mean, I get the egos. Anybody who wants success in whatever field they are in needs to have a bit of an ego. Some people keep it in check, and some people don't. It's just a sad fact.
Right.
And you can tell. You can tell. But then there's also times where you need to speak the truth. So don't be afraid of telling the truth. Don't be afraid of having a bit of an ego. It's just, there has to be checks and balances. And with some people, there aren't. So you can be surrounded by a whole bunch of yes men and not even know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's just in general. I hope no one ever actually thinks of me like that anymore either. That used to be me like a few years ago. I used to be involved in drama and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's over. It's done.
Moving on, as you said, talking about the Accurate Enterprise, of course, one of the best factions in all of COD that I've ever seen. Who created... Oh, you're welcome. Who created the Accurate Enterprise, and whose idea was it, and who assembled the group?
I'm going to be honest. It was me.
Really?
Accurate Enterprise came up with the name. Originally was supposed to be just a tag team with me and Steve, who we all know is M Accuracy. And as far as... And I'm gonna call him Steve too.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Just to kind of rub his nose in it, his fucking little clown ass nose in it. But as far as I mean, he was definitely a creative input. That's not to clown him, no pun intended. He was definitely a creative input. But the name, I do believe. As far as like besides the name, other stuff. I mean, I think I wanted Scott. Scott was one of the guys that we had come involved, and it just took off from there. Honestly, we just ran with it. Besides the Accurate Enterprise thing and a few ideas for the original concept of the group, that's the thing that I do love about CAW, especially working with other like-minded creatives like me and Steve at the time. I love doing off-the-cuff stuff, and so does he.
Right.
And some of the most creative things, some of the most fun things, all of that type of stuff, just comes out of natural. Just having a good time, just playing along with it. crazy first promo that we did for COH where we kidnapped Zane LaFontaine. That was
Right.
so off the cuff. That was so fun. Uh, I don't think too many people in call actually realize how much fun those types of situations are, where you're like out in public, or you're doing crazy stuff, and people are looking at you, or you're getting some sort of interaction from other people that aren't involved, and it's like, no, you should love that shit.
Right.
It's awesome. It's fantastic. It's some of the best stuff in the world. That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Fisk, who has been on a reign of terror ever since he stepped into COH, I'll be honest, I predicted it when he was brought into the Accurate Enterprise, and I was happy for him. But may I ask you, whose idea was it to bring him into the Accurate Enterprise? You know, since you, Scott, and Steve were on it, whose idea was it to bring the addition of Fisk into the Accurate Enterprise?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I had that much involvement with it. I know I definitely okayed it because
Right.
it worked. Uh, but it was. I'm pretty sure it was mainly Travis and Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure it was those. Yeah, because I know that they were. I think they were talking to Andrew Fisk a lot more than I was, I guess, at the time. Uh, but I definitely could see why they wanted him involved, and it makes a lot of sense. Honestly, with all the people that have been involved with the Accurate Enterprise, every single one of the people that have been involved with us makes sense
Right.
if you just think about it.
Now, we were talking about the Ten Commandments earlier. What are your thoughts on the Seven Deadly Sins versus the Ten Commandments, and what's the heat about the Ten Commandments?
I think as far as I mean, I personally didn't like the idea of it, what what was the point of and this is just booking 101, not to shit on Travis, not to shit on anyone, all right? This
Right.
is I'm just pointing it out though. Looking back on it, hindsight 2020. How in the hell is the bad guy group, the Seven Deadly Sins? First of all, goofy names have put on a really awesome group, by the way. As cool as it was, like I would have gone for Sinister Six, something. Good lord. But all right, fine. We're stuck with the biblical terminology. How is the bad guy group though going to get over or going to seem legit if it's 7 against 10? You
Right.
got 10 good guys, and then on top of that, even with them being outnumbered, they still get their asses beat by us a few times. That doesn't make anybody look good. It doesn't make anybody look good. It doesn't make the bad guys look good because we're beating up on 10 people. We shouldn't. How in the hell is there a 10-person group? I mean, it's logical that the good guys would gang up against the bad guys, but when does that actually happen in wrestling? Very rarely, if at all. Because you have to suspend your disbelief. And if that's booking 101 for wrestling, then you gotta keep that in mind when you're creating or you're getting involved with big groups like that. So that was my first, like, when I think about it, that's my first gripe of it. But then on top of that too, you have the Seven Deadly Sins, and they're going up against these people who are supposed to be like Team COH through and through, like they are for the company and all that. All right.
Yep.
All right. So why weren't they more united? There was so much infighting with that group. The bad guys, the people with the corrupted motives, those are the ones that are supposed to have some sort of fighting going or something. I mean, honor amongst thieves, I suppose. But the other thing too that sort of bothered me was how short it went. I wasn't given that much time to really pan out more with like okay, what's going on with each team? Is there anything this could have gone on for at least half a year.
Yeah.
But then again, we don't want another sort of long-term group invasion storyline, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing too. I don't like it when, no matter what the motives of a group are, no matter what, they're just going to be made to seem like they're invading and trying to take over. What? That wasn't what we were trying to do.
Right.
We were not trying to like destroy the company or stuff. Like, no, that wasn't. We didn't have those sort of one-dimensional motives of villains, I guess, and that is hard sometimes for somebody who's writing stuff to process. It can be hard sometimes, so I get it. I get why it was made to be simple, or it was simplified at least. I just don't necessarily like it. It already happened. It's not a big deal. This is CAW. It's for fun. I still had fun. I'm just saying, though, I'm a perfectionist,
Right.
as some other people are as well. And that goes with anything I do, or anything I'm a part of. So, sorry, not sorry, I should say. But
Exactly.
it's just my feelings on the matter. As far as the people in the actual Ten Commandments group go, though, I don't have anything against them personally at all. They were all just doing what they were doing, you know?
Yeah.
Probably got some shine off of it, too, so good for them.
Right.
I don't mind that at all.
Now, me being a part of the Ten Commandments and you being a part of the Seven Deadly Sins, I can say I do totally agree with what you said. And I think that, this one little joke kind of turned into more than what it was meant to be, in my opinion. And then in hindsight, it just did not make sense. Like, in my opinion, all due respect to Travis, there was no need to actually make it that big of a deal.
And then also to have the good guy group outnumber the bad guy group was just it was just perplexing. Only because it's like, well, of course we get our asses kicked. Of course we would, and we did a few times. We did.
Right.
So it doesn't make me like wonder. Oh shit! Are the good guys gonna lose?
Yeah.
I don't worry about that. Because if you
It's
saw
10-on-7.
at the end of Anniversary, no matter what, the good guys won. So it's not like there was really a big, hard choice in the matter. It was just a matter of which one was going to do it.
Right. Now, last question here. You've been in CAW for quite some time, and this can go for anyone. Guys who you see potential in for tag teams, people who aren't in your position as far as main eventing goes. Who are some guys in CAW that you would love to work with sometime in the future?
First person I can think of is Justin Bateman. Before
Absolutely.
I leave, I want to work with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. The fact that I haven't's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
Because he's honestly one of my biggest fans, and I'm one of his.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just straight up. Y'all can. People are weird about that too. Other people being fans of each other. We need more of that because he already knows he's the shit. He doesn't
Definitely.
need to go around proving that to other people. He doesn't do that. We are like, it's just pretty well known. He's one of the guys in COH. All right.
Right. Now,
But
if
the
you don't mind, I'd like to say something. Don't mean to cut you off, but
Oh yeah, you're good.
all right, cool. I can totally relate. There definitely needs to be more of, I'm a fan of you, you're a fan of me, let's work together. Like, that's something that myself and Jay Crack do have to each other. Once our podcast comes up, you'll definitely see that more. But I completely agree, there definitely needs to be more of that, because that's how great feuds happen. Or most of them, at least. And I definitely think
It's
in CAW,
true.
there needs to be more of that.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to compliment somebody else's work. That's how I knew I was doing good work in the first place. The first person to give me another compliment, besides the people I already knew in CAW, was Justin Bateman. When I cut that promo on Brett Titus at Fright Night, the first Fright Night, and Justin Bateman, it was the Video Wire right after Fright Night, and Justin Bateman commented, he was like, this is the type of shit I need to see from other people, like, kudos to Alex. And this guy will still write me a message, just be like, "Hey man, keep up the good work. You're still the shit." You know,
Right.
like we need more of that. If everybody else did that to other people, if everybody was as good of a leader or as good of a member of a group as that, then every locker room or every group of people around the world will be successful. We need more of that. We need more. And this is coming from a guy who, I'll tell you myself, I don't talk enough to people, mainly because I'm busy, unfortunately, either at work, where I am talking to people, but who mean almost nothing to me.
Right.
um,
Right.
but or I'm talking to just a few select friends that I hang out with, um, and I'm also smoking almost all the time.
Hell
So
yeah.
there's that. So I'm almost incapable of talking to a whole bunch of people at once. And then I'll always just text a whole group of friends at once, like 20 people, like, "Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I haven't been talking to you in a while."
Right.
But we need more of that. We really do. That's important. So Justin Bateman's the first one. Second one, you're already going to be seeing me work with now, and that's Steve and Accuracy. Third, uh, before I go, I want to work with. If I could work with, just to see what it'd be like, just to try and work with Amir over in YWF, and I also want to work with Seth McInerney over in YWF, uh, Chronics.
Oh yeah.
Uh, let's see. Uh, Either working with or working against, I don't care, but Stefan Guerrero, that'd be fun as hell.
Nice.
Uh, and a few more people, I guess. J Crack.
Yep.
Fuck it, Fisk. I'm just trying to think of all the people that I haven't worked against. Either because I'm friends with them or because we just haven't got the chance. Can I think of anybody else? Now, is there anybody else that you haven't heard me say that you also think would be good in that group?
Fuck it, Austin Reed, Brandon Ross. Why the fuck not, man? I'd
All
have
right,
fun.
all right.
I'd have fun doing that.
Yeah, why not?
Either character, Brandon Ross or Austin Reed, I think it'd be a lot of fun. Um, who else? I'm not sure if you watch more YWF. You and Mocha Bane would definitely be great.
Gonna have to pay attention. I mean, is Mocha Bane a serious character?
Hell yeah, he's the YWF champion.
I'm just wondering only because with a name like Mocha Bane, you have to. I mean, you really, 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 really need to be serious then.
The dude's
With a
fucking
name-
intimidating looking. Have you seen pictures of him?
Oh, what does he have muscles?
He's fucking Biggie Langston times 2. He's Biggie's size. He's Biggie's size and muscles, but he's like 2 feet taller than him. Like, I'm not even fucking around. Like, the guy is.
Is he a bodybuilder?
I actually think he is.
Oh, okay. Does he like train for MMA and stuff, or like?
I don't know, but he's good friends with Chronics, and he's got this deep ass voice. He's tough looking, like no homo at all when I say this either. I just want to get that clear. But the guy can cut promos. He's a burial machine. I think you and him would have a great feud.
Interesting. We will just have to see what lies in the future for the character of Alex Enterprise. I love doing it though. I'm glad to see that people actually have gotten a lot of energy, it seems like, from what I brought to COH. I'm happy about that. I'm happy to
Awesome.
see that when people comment and stuff, or like if I go on somebody's Ask FM, just to be like, oh, what did these guys write? Or what are they getting asked about right now? Is there anything funny going on? And I'll see somebody asking about me. I'll be like, all right, what they respond about, what they say. Almost every time. Actually, no, every time I've seen somebody say anything about me, it's been positive.
Right.
About my promos, about my character, about me in person. So I appreciate the people have that sort of I guess, vibes from me as a person. Honestly, this whole character and what I do too, I really hope that when people look at it, they see it. There's an actual meaning behind it too. I would never do any of the stuff that I do without asking permission or asking or letting people know, like, hey, this is this is fake, obviously. But I'm still having fun. I hope everybody else is too. That's what we're all here for. So
Awesome.
if that's gonna be the last thing that you'll hear from me in this interview, that's what it is. Have fun, people. Enjoy the
Yeah,
show.
absolutely. And I also had fun having you on the show. It was great having you.
I appreciate it, man. Glad that we could get this interview out of the way. I know it wasn't as funny as Jay Cracks, but I don't think
Right.
I was gonna be topping anything from Jay anytime soon, anyway. So I just want to let people know what the deal was, and y'all are gonna be hearing from me very soon for COH when it comes to Battleground.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, thank you, all the viewers. I really appreciate it. Once again, thank you, Alex, for being on the show. This is Austin Reed, aka the Beantown Bad Boy Brandon Ross, saying peace out and catch you later.